Introductions to Plants, Chapter 22, Unit 1. So first we want to look at the basic needs of a plant. We know they need sunlight, there's the gas exchange that takes place, water, and minerals. So how the plant meets its basic needs. The plant absorbs water and minerals through its roots, and then the plant's leaves capture the energy in sunlight and allow for the gas exchange in the leaves. So how did the relative lack of water on land affect how plants evolved? And the evolution of plants, this shows the time period in millions of years, starts with algae, goes on up to your mosses, your seedless vascular plants, your gymnosperms, and then later in the last 100 million years to the angiosperms. So how did the relative lack of water on land affect how plants evolved? Well, land plants evolved adaptations that made them more resistant to drying out. They became more capable of conserving water and more capable of reproducing without water. So how might the adaptation of specialized water conducting tissue have helped land plants meet challenges to life on land? Well, plants that evolved water conducting tissues were able to better survive on land because they could pull up water from the soil and carry it out to other parts of the plant. And we'll be looking more in the next chapter at xylem and phloem within the plant. So which phrase is used to describe a plant's life cycle? It's the same thing as the humans. It is the alternation of generations. Compare the gametophyte and the sporophyte stages of plant life cycles. Which stage is haploid and which is diploid? In the sporophyte phase of the life cycle of a plant, haploid spores are formed. So the sporophyte stage is diploid, the gametophyte stage is haploid. The sporophytes are formed when gametes fuse and produce spores by meiosis, and gametophytes grow from spores and produce gametes through mitosis. You notice I said meiosis and mitosis, and we will break that down further as we go along. So what percentage of all plants are flowering plants? Well, we know that the flowering plants, there are around 260 species. Your green algae, there's around 33,500 species. Your mosses and relatives, 18,500 species. Ferns and relatives, 12,000 species. And cone-bearing plants are 800 species. So you have to do a little bit of math here. If your flowering plants are 260, take that 260 of, which means to multiply, times the total amount, and it will give you approximately how many there are. But we're going to go with about 80 approximately. So what was the second? It was the mosses. And these are the key concepts for 22.1 out of the Miller and Levine biology book. Next we'll cover 22.2.